This is Sean Plouffe. I've been a hitting coach for 15 years, played in college, played professionally. Today I'm going to break down how to make consistent square contact. So a lot of people have the bat speed part down and now are struggling with pop-ups, ground balls, and aren't able to hit consistent line drives. And I'm going to talk about exactly how to do that right now. So the first thing I look for is simply where are we creating speed from? So if we're trying to create speed with our upper body, it's going to be very hard to be precise with the barrel of the bat and trying to push against the weight of that bat. It's automatically kind of sending me out of the line of the pitch, and I'm kind of guessing as I push my barrel forward. It's going to be very hard to maintain the distance between me and the ball and line it up perfectly every single time. So the first thing I have to do is make sure that you are trying to hold your hands back the entire swing. We want to let the body take over and then let the hands release out through the baseball. Okay? One of the best drills for that is the bat back drill. So what we're going to do is hold it with just our top hand, hold it flat on our back. We're going to turn our body first. What I want you to do is make sure that your barrel's still behind you. We're going to let this barrel release out from the shoulder very, very last. What that does is it maintains my ability to adjust as late as possible and still be able to hit the ball hard, right? Wherever my knob is pointed is exactly where this swing is going to go. So a higher pitch, I'd be pointing it more upright. A lower pitch would have to be more this way. If I start to let my swing go forward and my knob isn't lined up with the ball, you can imagine I'm not going to be very accurate with that barrel. The next thing I want to do is make sure that my side bend and my posture is perfect on every single swing. So a lot of players, what they'll do is they'll swing and they'll kind of stand as they're swinging. So their shoulders will start to level out. And a lot of times they'll get away with it, but as soon as you see their timing come a little bit off, that stand will start to cause them to hit over the ball. So what we want to do is basically hold posture drill. So what we're going to do is not really move our feet too much. What I want you to do is create this bend over the plate and swing back and forth without ever losing your posture. Do you see that? So I'm keeping my head perfectly still. I have a target I'm looking at, and I'm going to keep my eyes on this target and not let my head change as I'm swinging through this ball. Notice I'm not trying to push from the arms. I'm not trying to spin with my back foot. One of the best ways to feel that is to feel what I call Frisbee Drill, which is basically, I just ask anyone, throw a Frisbee at the pitcher. And it automatically looks like this. Everyone has a feel for how to push off this leg and keep the hand going in the right direction when I say throw the Frisbee. But for some reason, as soon as we get a bat in our hand, a lot of hitters will spin this back foot and then they're trying to push from the top. And you can see from the camera view, if you were throwing me the ball into the pitcher's glove, this misalignment with the shoulders, spinning away from the back leg, and pushing with the arms can only result in a swing that goes very far across the path of that pitch. So what I want to do instead is this Frisbee feel, where I hold my arms behind me and I rock my body through with this posture over the plate. So we did bat back drill, posture drill, and then from here we have to make sure our contact is trying to be at the right place. So a lot of coaches will teach contact to look like this position with our hands down and our barrel level. Not a single person in the history of baseball has ever made contact in this position. What it should look like is this, which means our hands are up, our barrel's level with our shoulders, and from here I can tilt or level my shoulders depending on the height of the pitch, right? One of the main things I want you to recognize about that is I start with this triangle shape in the arms, and that shape doesn't change. So I'm not trying to push out of that shape at all. I'm trying to hold on to that shape. That way my hands are nice and high through contact, and then this barrel spinning off of my shoulder will carry my arms out to straight. It's releasing out away from my body. So I have this wrapped around me, lower body, and then it all releases away from me. I'm not trying to push from the top at all. So I have this slingshot feel out of my body. I have the posture, and I'm making sure I'm getting to a perfect contact position, cutting the ball in half diagonally every single swing. One of the best things I can recommend for practice is to put a tee here as you hit your batting practice. And what I want you to do is make sure that every single swing, you finish over that tee and you hold your posture through the finish. Don't let yourself stand up as you're swinging. For online training, click the link below. I'd love to work with you.